The Taj Mahal, originally the Raza-i Munawwara, is an ivory-white marble mausoleum on the southern bank of the river Yamuna in the Indian city of Agra. It was commissioned in 1632 by the Mughal Emperor Shah Jahan to house the tomb of his favorite wife, Mumtaz Mahal. It also houses the tomb of Shah Jahan himself. The tomb is the centerpiece of a 17-hectare complex, which includes a mosque and a guest house, and is set in formal gardens bounded on three sides by a crenellated wall. Construction of the mausoleum was essentially completed in 1643, but work continued on other phases of the project for another 10 years. The Taj Mahal complex is believed to have been completed in its entirety in 1653 at a cost estimated at the time to be around 32 million rupees, which in 2020 would be approximately 70 billion rupees, about US $956 million. The construction project employed some 20,000 artisans under the guidance of a board of architects led by the court architect to the Emperor, Ustad Ahmad Lahori. And so on. The tomb is the central focus of the entire complex of the Taj Mahal. It is a large, white marble structure standing on a square plinth and consists of a symmetrical building with an Iwan topped by a large dome and finial. Like most Mughal tombs, the basic elements are Indo-Islamic in origin. The base structure is a large multi-chambered cube with chamfered corners forming an unequal 8-sided structure that is approximately 55 meters, about 180 feet, on each of the 4 long sides. Each side of the Iwan is framed with a huge pishtak or vaulted archway with 2 similarly shaped arched balconies stacked on either side. This motif of stacked pishtaks is replicated on the chamfered corner areas, making the design completely symmetrical on all sides of the building. 4 minarets frame the tomb, one at each corner of the plinth facing the chamfered corners. The main chamber houses the false sarcophagi of Mumtaz Mahal and Shah Jahan. The actual graves are at a lower level. About garden. The complex is set around a large 300-meter square charbagh or mule garden. The garden uses raised pathways that divide each of the 4 quarters of the garden into 16 sunken parterres or flower beds. Halfway between the tomb and gateway in the center of the garden is a raised marble water tank with a reflecting pool position on a north-south axis to reflect the image of the mausoleum. The elevated marble water tank is called Al-Had al-Kauthar in reference to the tank of abundance promised to Muhammad. Elsewhere, the garden is laid out with avenues of trees labeled according to common and scientific names and fountains. The Charbagh garden, a design inspired by Persian gardens, was introduced to India by Babur, the first Mughal emperor. It symbolizes the 4 flowing rivers of Jannah and reflects the paradise garden derived from the Persian paradisa, meaning walled garden. Most Mughal charbaghs are rectangular with a tomb or pavilion in the center. The Taj Mahal garden is unusual in that the main element, the tomb, is located at the end of the garden. With the discovery of Matabag or Moonlight Garden on the other side of the Yamuna, the interpretation of the Archaeological Survey of India is that the Yamuna River itself was incorporated into the garden's design and was meant to be seen as one of the rivers of paradise. Similarities in layout and architectural features with the Shalimar Garden suggests both gardens may have been designed by the same architect, Ali Mardan. And so on. The Taj Mahal was designated as a UNESCO World Heritage Site in 1983 for being the jewel of Muslim art in India and one of the universally admired masterpieces of the world's heritage. It is regarded by many as the best example of Mughal architecture and a symbol of India's rich history. The Taj Mahal attracts 7 to 8 million visitors a year, and in 2007, it was declared a winner of the new 7 Wonders of the World initiative.
Thanks for watching the video. Don't forget to subscribe.